it went well. Because it went well, you accomplished it. Your skill, your vision, your execution did it. But when it went badly, the market was difficult, the timing was wrong, the team let you down, the circumstances were unfair. Does this sound familiar? Do you see it in teams? Because your brain has been running this exact program quietly, automatically, and it has been running it for your entire life. And sometimes it runs it in such a way that you are deaf. You don't even want anybody to say anything. Even your own conscience has been so blinded that it cannot even convince you that something urgent needs to be done. This is called self-serving bias. Bias number 42 in our 225 plus bias series. So, self-serving bias is the tendency to attribute positive outcomes to your own character, your own skill, your own effort, while attributing negative outcomes to external factors. Yeah? You attribute negative outcomes to other people, to bad luck, to circumstances beyond your control, to people around you, to your team. It is the brain's built-in reputation management system. Yeah? The brain's built-in reputation management system. Very automatic. Running silently in the background of every success and every failure. Protecting your self-image from the full weight of your mistakes while amplifying your personal credit for every win you have. And like most cognitive biases, it has a legitimate evolutionary origin. A healthy sense of personal agency, the belief that your actions produce outcomes, is essential for motivation, is essential for persistence, is essential for resilience. But without some degree of self-serving attribution, our failures will be psychologically devastating and success will feel meaningless because you will feel that, I'm not good enough. But you see, when self-serving bias operates without restraint, it stops being a psychological protection mechanism and starts becoming what we call a growth prevention system. Because growth requires accurate feedback. It requires you to assess yourself very well. It requires you to accurately, have the willingness to own your failures with the same completeness that you claim for your successes. A mind that is consistently taking credit for wins and deflects responsibility for losses is a mind that never receives the full lessons that either failure or, success contains. You can always see this in your team members, in your leaders, in your team and team leads and all those. In business and in life, in business and in relationship. In a business, a sales team has an exceptional quarter. Revenue is up 40%. New clients are signing in. And then the pipeline is stronger than it has been in 2 years. The sales director stands before the leadership team and accepts the recognition graciously. We built the right strategy. We trained the team well. We identified the right market, segments. We were able to deploy the right strategy. This is the result of our hard work. But you see, fair enough, credit where the credit is due. But look at what happens. 3 months later, the numbers reverse. The market softens slightly. 2 key deals fall through at the final stage. Revenue misses targets by 25%. The sales director stands at the same place, addressing the same leadership, but he has changed everything. Self-serving bias. The market conditions shifted. The economy is uncertain. The clients are delaying decisions. These 2 deals were lost due to factors outside our control. You see, notice what happened. The 40% growth owned completely. Personal skill, sim strategy, internal excellence, strategic thinking. The 25% miss attributed almost everything entirely to external forces: market, economy, wrong timing, client behavior. Even other team members or external, or sister teams that did not do their own work. Now, both attributions contain the elements of truth, but neither attribution is complete on its own. And here's the devastation. Because the director attributed the success almost entirely to internal factors, she concluded her strategy was sound and needed no revision. And when that strategy fell, because she attributed the failure almost entirely to what? To external factors, she concluded that her strategy was still sound and the environment simply needed to improve, not her, not him. In both directions, self-serving bias protected her strategy from examination. So it is still the way it is, repeating every mistake, repeating everything that wasn't right. And a strategy that is never honestly examined is a strategy that never genuinely improves. So this also shows up catastrophically in entrepreneurship. A founder whose business is thriving attributes the success to his vision, his leadership, his relationships, his relentless execution and relationship skills, his emotional intelligence. When the business struggles, it is the investors who didn't support him enough, the team who didn't execute his vision faithfully. Yeah? It is the market that wasn't ready for his idea. It is the government's macroeconomic, issues. He is always the hero of the success story. He is never the protagonist of the failure analysis. And because he's never honestly the protagonist of the failure analysis, the actual causes of the failure, the strategic errors, the leadership gaps, the execution blind spot will go undressed. He doesn't think he needed to address anything. And they will produce the same failure again and again and again in a different chapter with different cast of eternal villains. The same in relationships. A couple has been through a significant conflict. It has been painful. Words were said, damage was done. They are now in uncomfortable aftermath. they are both become king and master of malice, each processing what happened. Now, he reflects. I reacted the way I did because she pushed me too far. She knows how to get under my skin. I would have said those things. I wouldn't have said those things if she didn't push me too far, if she hadn't started it. You see, she now sitting where she is, she's reflecting. I escalated because he always shuts down and refuses to engage. His emotional unavailability forces me to raise my voice just to be heard. It's not my fault. He bears malice a lot. Both of them are experiencing self-serving bias in real time. Both of them have genuine grievances, genuine points that contain the real truth. And both of them are using those genuine grievances to construct a narrative in which their own behavior, however damaging, was entirely a response to the other person's provocation and not their fault. Neither of them is asking the harder question. What did I contribute to these conflicts, independent of what he did, what he said, what she did, what she said? And because neither is asking those questions, neither is receiving the answer that would actually enable them to show up differently next time. Self-serving bias, though protecting your ego in a conflict, guarantees the conflict will repeat itself. It guarantees the conflict will perdure and continue. Because the part of the pattern you are responsible for never gets examined. The part of the pattern you are responsible that never gets owned up, never gets